The session today, but disappointing really.
It certainly was a disappointing day, James, and we did close down at close to 0.5%. Really, we were being weighed down most of the day by that materials space, and in particular, those iron ore miners were coming under pressure. We did see that iron ore price falling off around 0.1% overnight. So as a result, we did see the worst performers being those iron ore stocks. BC Iron was down a big 5.4%, Fortescue down 4.6%, and Atlas Iron down around 3.9%. We also saw a lot of those nickel players coming under pressure. We did see the nickel price down around 2.6% overnight. So the likes of Western Areas was down around 1.8%. And of course, we also saw a lot of those copper players dragging down on that materials sector. Not only that materials sector, the telecommunications sector closed down around 0.7%, dragged lower by Telstra. In fact, Telstra was down 0.8% in the end. And also that industrial space was dragging down on our market today, and that was dragged lower by Mineral Resources. The only sector to finish in the positive today was that healthcare sector, up around 0.1%. Of course, we also finished the day on very light volumes, around $3.5 billion traded in comparison to over $4 billion traded, which is it usually goes through. So it was a disappointing day.
Leanne, do you have a view on the low volume, low volatility at the moment?
Well, James, we do know we are continuing to see this as a theme, and I think on top of those interest rates, there are a couple of other reasons. Of course, we are seeing this negative data and consumer confidence coming through, which obviously is having an impact. But secondly, we are also seeing a lot of profit downgrades and warnings coming through from companies, and potentially we could continue to see that over the next coming months coming into reporting season in August. And of course, that iron ore price really is failing to bounce off those levels at the moment. Seems to be hovering around that 93, 94 US dollar a tonne mark. So really, until we see a pickup in those three reasons, I don't think we're going to start seeing the equity market picking up, and I do expect to continue seeing a lot of this volatility and low volumes going through. We are continuing to see this sell-off in June. A lot of people talk about that sell in May and go away. If we do look at the performance of the market over May, it was in fact up slightly 0.1%, but if we look at June so far, our market is in fact down 1%. So it looks like a lot of this selling is a bit of a lag, and June might be the selling month.
I just want to take a look at some corporate news, and I might get your thoughts, Leanne. Firstly, just on Leighton, the announcement they did make and the subsequent moves in their share price today.
Leighton was an interesting one today. We did see the stock trading lower earlier, but in fact it did close up around 1.7%, so it was interesting. The company did come out indicating they are undertaking this strategic review. We do know that their balance sheet really is coming under a lot of pressure. At their first quarter result earlier in the year, they indicated that in fact their gearing had increased to around 38.5%, which was up from the previous year's 29%, and their net debt had also increased to around $1.1 billion versus the $404 million in the previous year. So we do know that balance sheet really has been coming under pressure. They indicated today that they will be considering the sale of some of its property development services and John Holland units in order to simplify that structure, lower costs, and of course improve that balance sheet and reduce their debt. So we will be waiting to hear more out from the company. Of course, we also know they have been undertaking a bit of change in their management and organisational structure. So yesterday we did in fact see the company announce that their chairman had resigned and the CEO was stepping in as chairman. So there is a lot of restructuring going on, and this always creates a little bit of uncertainty in the short term, and the stock is looking fairly expensive at the moment given a lot of those risks. So we do remain very cautious on the outlook.
Right. Bit of news.
There was a bit of news, and unfortunately we did see Aquila shares lower, as well as Mineral Resources shares lower. We did see Mineral Resources coming out announcing that they have in fact undertaken a 12.8% stake in Aquila. Yesterday they did purchase over 52 million shares. So we did see Aquila in focus yesterday. Their stock was up around 3%, 3.4%, and there was speculation that Mineral Resources had taken a stake in the company. This really leaves them as a minority shareholder in the company. With that 12% stake, it really gives the company a chance to have more of an influence on the development of that Western Australia iron ore project of Aquila's. So Mineral Resources has also indicated that they do have the financial capability to make a meaningful contribution to the development of that project. We did see them reporting a very strong first half profit earlier in the year, and following that we did estimate that they had around $300 million in net debt to spend. So that certainly adds to that view. So it was, in terms of the takeover of Aquila, we know they have received this $1.4 billion takeover from Bayo Steel and Arise, and I really don't think that Mineral Resources is going to look to undertake a rival takeover bid for the company. I certainly think it's probably just an option for them to take a seat at the table to have more of an influence in Aquila.